Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 5 played. So I've been staying up to watch it. I told you.
Yeah.
I stay up, wait till 2 in the morning it drops usually.
Oh, wow.
I stayed up till 2 last night and I watched it, and then I watched it again.
It was a great episode.
Yeah.
I did the opposite. I set my alarm. I watched it at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got up early and I watched it at 5. It was the lines in this. It was drawn like I feel like it gave. This felt like setting up for the main event.
It felt like it was the first time it legit felt like a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Full on.
Yeah, you definitely felt the mirroring of Civil War happening, like when you had basically the triangle fight, except instead of Captain America and Winter Soldier versus Iron Man, you had Winter Soldier and Falcon against Captain America. With the double fight.
Yeah.
And I thought that was done real. Man, Wyatt Russell, man, what a tremendous job he's done.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, do you remember the pop he got? And he didn't say a word at the end of episode 1. You know, he just came out and he just had that smug look, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, that is the world's most punchable face." Mm-hmm. You know, and obviously he's a handsome dude. It's not that he looked, but he just, like you said, it takes that skill. Like, he didn't say a word and he was getting heat already. Like, you felt the heel turn coming. It's like, there's no way that this not. But here's the interesting thing about, you know, and again, I always keep saying he's the Catherine Hahn this time because she was the breakout.
Yeah.
He's the breakout on this for sure. Because everyone else, you know, was, you know, they're good. You know, well, I shouldn't say that. Zemo, but I guess he's the breakout as this is the first time you saw him. You know, Zemo, you saw a different side of him, and so he broke out in his own way. But what's interesting about, you know, Marvel's heels is just like they empathize with him, right? In the beginning, you saw him like debating of like the weight of this legacy, but in this time, you know, this is hot off the heels that he just basically bashed somebody's face in with the shield, and the last time we saw him, the blood dripping from the shield. And this episode was called Truth, and there was some truth to it, because not only did you see that they're like, then he had to fight the people that thought, you know, he's like, I thought we were going to be friends kind of thing, but you saw a different side of him, right? After the fight, you know, they went, but then you saw him with his wife, and were you taken back when you realized that he had a wife? I was.
I didn't realize that was his wife in the first episode.
Right?
I thought that was somebody from his school that they didn't make it clear that was his wife.
Yeah. I don't think they did until the surprise reveal.
Yeah.
But to me, it brought it back down to like, oh man, I can all of a sudden, you can relate in a weird way, because it's just like it humanized him. It did something that is just like, he's obviously, no, he's still a heel, but like, no, this guy's a heel, but he's a real person. He's got a wife, and now it's just like how he's going to reconcile that.
Yeah,
he's not the heel that's just going to beat up everyone around him. He's making heavy decisions that he thinks are right, but they're not. Right. You know, from a certain, you know, that's the Obi-Wan Kenobi from a certain point of view. Right.
Yeah, it had a lot to say. This episode, Wyatt Russell was great. I liked the whole thing, the whole angle that they had of him. Basically, after the incident, he gets disowned by the military. Right. And he's all like, you made me this. Yes. You know, I did everything you told me forever.
No pension, no benefits.
Pension, yeah.
I was like, whoa, after everything. And, you know, we already know, right?
That's ice cold, man.
He had in the beginning, they went down his resume of everything he'd done for everything he did for the military. Yeah. And now he just was going to get ousted. Yeah. You know, and it's just, I don't know. It was heavy. Yeah. You know, it's just like, obviously he knows you lost it. He didn't, you know, because obviously he killed the wrong person if he was trying to avenge Battlestar. Right. You know, for Lamar died and he got the wrong person. Yeah. You know, even though he lied to his, you know, Lamar's parents to make them feel better, he knew in his heart that the job wasn't done yet. And if he was going to avenge, he had to avenge the person who actually killed Lamar, which was Carly, right? Yeah. With basically the mafia kick, barbarian style to the chest, you know, so it's going to be interesting how that evolves, because fast forward into later on after that, and we had the reveal of the cameo, which was basically...
Oh, the big cameo reveal.
Right. Was... The internet was wrong again.
Yeah, way off.
The internet was wrong again.
Way off.
Because it's just like, no, this was... Julia Louis-Dreyfus. So it was a surprise of just like the casting, because obviously she's a great comedian, but obviously she's a great actress too. We were talking about this in past podcasts, how comedians are so versatile.
Yeah.
But now she's basically Madam Hydra, right?
Is that who she was?
She's Madam Hydra.
Okay.
Right? She had the long name Val, call me Val, Valentina. She had the purple streak in her hair, but I had to look it up. But yeah, it's Madam Hydra.
Oh, okay.
Who has a history with Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting because that has a lot to do with the Thunderbolts. Madam Hydra, I believe, has something to do with the Thunderbolts.
She's part of setting up the Thunderbolts?
Yes, which
Okay.
I think you predicted that, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, it seems to be where they're headed, or by nature of just the comic history.
right. And they had the mirroring of Civil War again when they basically show Zemo. He's back in Sokovia
Yeah.
at the memorial, and then Bucky shows up to take him out. And then they did the bullet dropping thing, and it's just like he thought he was going to kill him, and he was ready to kill him, and he
Yeah.
didn't. But he even pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
But Bucky's dark.
Yeah.
Psych. Yes, did not do
No
it.
bullets.
The why can't Dora Milaje?
Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje. He came, but they said they're bringing him to the raft. They're not bringing him back to Wakanda. They're bringing him to the raft where.
Where he was before?
No, that's the prison where they were in Civil War, where the people who went against Tony, all the heroes from the airport.
Okay.
So actually, ironically, Sam was locked in that prison. Ant-Man was locked in that prison, and they got Captain America busted him out.
Yeah.
But that's the raft with General Ross.
Yeah.
So if Zemo was the one leading the Thunderbolts, it's going to be a Turkish delight to see that all unfold. But yeah, I was happy with that. Again, it was happy. It felt more like you had the big match, and then you had a little bit of cool off because you started, getting back into the backstory, right? Of just like understanding with the shield. You had the Rocky montage, learning how to use the shield. After they took it from John Walker.
Yeah. Can we talk a second about just all like the racial overtones and political overtones
that
that are
was
going on?
big.
Because I realized you had the scene with Isaiah Bradley and Falcon, which was huge.
Right.
Revealed a lot of stuff. He got tortured, experimented. They're trying to. He basically did what Captain America did in the original Captain America, which was went rogue, stole the shield, and saved his buddies.
Yeah.
But in his case, he got locked up for it.
Right.
Right. And that was especially powerful right now with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Just huge. Again, Disney's writers, what's going on, man?
We're going to call them Disney's oracles.
Yeah, seriously. They're really tapping the nerve. And I haven't checked the internet today. I don't know if that upset a lot of people. All these things people tend to get mad about Disney so woke, whatever. And
But I think I think again I think the comics always touched upon this, right?
Yeah.
It's just like we were talking about this a little earlier. Just like Captain America punching Adolf Hitler was a comic book cover before we even entered World War II, which was controversial at the time. Not everybody wanted to go to war.
Yeah.
Right. So it just happens to be like you said. It's not that long ago that we were basically still kind of dealing with these racial flare-ups, all these other places to show that it's not completely dead in the midst of this pandemic. And basically this show hit on both. They left this on, like the virus story got pulled.
That's another thing I want to talk about, because one of the things that's going to be sort of the main Easter egg of this show, I believe, is what got cut out.
Yeah.
Because even in this episode, I was getting that, re-edited feeling. From certain, you can start to see these things when you're watching it, and when something important gets said off screen, that's kind of a tell. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or there was there was a few scenes where I swear they were just looking at their phones and there was voiceover.
Right.
And that sort of fills in information. There was one scene where Sam is on the computer and he gets he's writing someone a message.
Oh, yes, on the green.
But that's again, we just get a close up of the screen. We read the message on screen. He doesn't really but he doesn't address it at all. But it's
No.
there, and it gives us as the
It's
audience
for
the
us,
information.
right?
Yeah. Anyway, I think there's a lot of that going on. It really feels like they cut out. Something pandemic, and I feel, what is it called? What's the name of the organization they're going against?
The GRC.
The GRC. I
Yep.
feel like that was trimmed down.
Oh, absolutely. I
You
think
know,
you're right because
yeah.
I only started noticing it until you said it because I feel like we only have one episode left and we have not got that much Sharon Carter, and I wonder if her main storyline was part of that storyline that got cut out, and that's why we're not getting a lot of her.
It could be. And then the scene of her this week felt like a reshoot.
It did.
It's just a close up of you on a phone call.
Yeah.
That's usually, yeah.
No, you might be right. So it's interesting that they made that decision.
So I feel they'll be dissecting that for a while, and then eventually it'll be like, release the original cut. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who released the virus cut.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I just
But that's definitely been trimmed down. Because another thing I read, the main flag smasher, they were at a funeral.
Carly, yeah.
Right. They were at a funeral, and the person they were burying is an established actor. Like, that actor was probably hired to do scenes. They wouldn't just hire them for a coffin scene.
That you got that World War Z vibe when you're like, was that Matthew Fox that just happened to walk by?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh yeah,
He's just
not-
in one scene.
Yeah, it's just like, how did that even happen?
Cameo.
Yeah, so it's just like, but they were definitely whatever they're all in, and I'm curious how it's all going to unfold in this last one because they were setting up.
I called it with the Wakanda suit.
You did call it. I was going to say your prediction was
it
correct.
seems important, yeah, especially for what the story is telling. We didn't get to see it though.
No, I was just like, and that was smart, right?
Oh, but the post credits. Did
Yes,
you see that?
I did see that.
Yeah.
Very again calling back, do the George Lucas. These things are like poetry, right? Because they went back to, you had Tony Stark in a cave with a hammer, hammering and making a suit. Where now you had John Walker welding and hammering and making a new shield.
Yep.
Which is not vibranium. It might just be steel.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but he's not done being Captain America or whatever version of Captain America he decides he's going to be.
You gotta think. There's nothing like, if you go by the trailers that we've seen, I can't think of anything that was in the trailers that we haven't already seen yet. I feel like we've seen everything.
You're right.
So obviously Sam's gonna have the new suit. We'll probably have John Walker in the U.S. agent suit.
Yep.
Full black. That'll be tight.
Oh yeah, that's going to be good.
So I think it's gonna be killer. Whatever comes next.
And it is going to be. So I thought it was interesting because it's just like, we thought, what if this was like a Stark Industries suit that Sam did? But like you said, like your prediction of like it being Wakandan is just like, is it going to be a Black Panther like suit, which is going to basically bring Sam to another level?
Yeah.
Because like Black Panther suit can absorb energy and then reverse it back at the person. So like when he gets punched, now it's gonna suck it in and then blast it back out. So now Sam, who was basically just human who can do flips and
Right.
and strong and got a lot like now he's another level.
Yeah.
Right. It's gonna even him up where he's not gonna have the super serum, but he's gonna be wearing a super suit.
Yep.
Right. That's gonna
And that makes it even.
Yeah, he can fly, and now he's gonna have this suit that's gonna give him. So
And he's gonna have a sidekick too, because they teased that with Torres, where he gives him the wins.
yes, that's right.
Hey, what happened to these?
And then he said, "Keep him."
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he's just like, well, how is he going to keep? So it's going to be interesting how they're going to. I don't know if Torres, being the new Falcon, if that's going to be his sidekick or if he's going to be part of this new Disney Plus Avengers with just like Hawkeye's kid, and then Wiccan and Speed, the Wanda kids. Are they going to have this like Disney version of like Teen Avengers?
I think
that what
I think that's on the map.
That's what they were leading to.
Yeah.
But would he be the Falcon version of that? I don't know. Again, they're always great with their casting. So it's just like I'm not too worried about that. Again, look, you have the established main eventers, you had the people retired, so these main eventers are moving up. The mid carders are becoming main eventers, and now you basically need these people to be curtain jerks and get the show started.
Yep.
It's just, every part of the show is important. So if he repairs his wing and becomes Falcon, doesn't have his own red bird, maybe he'll get a real bird.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. Disney's doing this slow build, and we're sort of all in. I mean, it's one show. They got one show at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, because after
I mean,
this,
there's lots of other stuff on there, but really, they've got one main show.
and we're gonna have a break until June.
Oh, is that right?
Well, an MCU break, right? June 11th is gonna be Loki.
Oh, there's nothing in between?
The Bad Batch, if you want to count that
Okay.
as Disney, but that's
Well,
Star
yeah, I
Wars.
mean, that's Disney, yeah. Star Wars.
So that's on May the 4th be with you. So that's going to be our May show leading into June.
Okay.
But you're right. I mean, Max has their theatrical drops, but Disney just has these shows that are just so beloved that people are just going to sign up and get. Netflix is still the number one video service on demand, right?
Yeah.
So it's the streaming wars. You called it years ago, man. Content wars, you called it.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
Netflix is the original.
Yeah.
People still call any streaming app Netflix.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
They definitely become the TiVo of DVRs.
There you go.
TiVo it, Netflix it. I found a Netflix envelope in a box recently, and I didn't realize that it was that long ago that it felt dated.
Yeah.
But it feels dated.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, it's going to be interesting. I think Disney's really good at their, I don't want to call it fan service, but giving the fans what they want.
Yeah.
So
This is a good show. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the finale.
And again, it's important that if your showrunner is a fan, you're usually going to be okay.
Yeah.